starting off today with some Esper Control. This is more or less the list that won the SCG Classic. It's my first time trying out the deck, so I haven't made any real changes. Other than a subscriber convinced me to add a Kaya to the deck, which probably not the right decision, but I'll be taking Standard a bit more seriously in a few days' time, so this is like my one chance to try out nonsense. I'm looking forward to this. Looking forward to playing some Esper. Lots of card advantage. Got this new Kaya's Wrath card and Absorb. Both really, really helpful against creature-based strategies. And Perception seems like such a house for just letting you go completely over the top of your opponents. Alright. Traditional Constructed. And load up Esper Control. I think Esper Control is meant to be really good, based on what I've heard. I've heard a lot of people say it's really good, but I've not played with it yet, so I'm curious to see how it plays for me, Dr. G, MTG. Main deck Kaya? I was tricked. I was convinced to play a Kaya. I'm sure she'll be great. We'll face lots of burn, gain lots of life, feel great. That's true, Document. It goes over the top of like a lot of things, though. It's true that Precog does not go over the top of Nexus and Crisis. How much am I on a standard kick at the moment? Yeah, I could do that, Phil. I'm going to be playing a lot of standard, but I'm very happy to play other formats if you want to donate for them, that's all. Let's see what's going on here. Ooh, we got some Drakes. Oh, we also got an Arclight Phoenix. So, I think we've got a couple different choices here. The two options, we can either take a Charter Course, because it digs them towards their land drops and discards the Phoenix, or we can take a Drake, because it provides them with card advantage later. I kind of just want to take the Charter Course, because we can like absorb the first Drake pretty easily. I think the Charter Course is just going to be really good for them. Kind of want this. Kind of just want more removal. Contempt's good against Phoenix. Oh, I did see that Solemn Storm. That deck seemed awesome. I'm not sure that it seemed good, but it seemed awesome, which is kind of the most important thing. It definitely seemed up my alley. I kind of just want to get this down tapped. I guess I'm meant to hold it with an Absorb. I adore Mystical Teachings, Asperia. Makes me really happy. I've played a little bit of Teachings in Modern against my best interests. I just can't help myself. That's fair tie, just get down the tap land this turn since we're unlikely to counter anything. Reasonable point. I played a lot of Teachings in Pauper. I played like a little bit of Blue-White Teachings in Modern, which I was messing around with, and was not terribly good, but I kinda loved. I could just kill this. I kinda feel like it's just gonna get swept up in a Kaya's Wrath fairly soon though, so I don't particularly care. So, if they play a Drake, am I countering it or not? Because if I don't counter it, I can untap and Kaya's Wrath. I am like a bit interested in stopping their card advantage though. I'm like, if I Wrath next turn, I then don't get to have Absorb open? Which I guess isn't too concerning. You just let it go. Yeah. I just don't know what else there is in their deck that I really care about countering is the thing. Like, especially pre-board. I don't know, I'm unsure. Kind of feels like all these resources are just going to trade for their creatures over the course of time anyway. Not really sure of the best way to deploy them in that regard. 2 Wraths is kind of clunky, that's fair. We kind of need to save 1 Wrath for the Murmuring Mystic. So... Oh, this is how we get punished for using the Absorb, but we'd have Wrathed, so we'd be tapped out right now, so it's like, kind of whatever. Save the counters for Nif. Oh my god, Darkamoy. Oh my god. Letting the Goblin live is not great. I guess I can let them return a Phoenix, but I'm kind of happy just exiling the Phoenix, I feel like. This is my first time playing this deck, so I'm not expecting to play it perfectly, but Ooh, they're gonna try and return the Phoenix this turn. They have another spell in hand. Deal. They only have 2 spells left. We get to just Contempt this Phoenix. Wait. Did they mess up the timing or something? I'm confused. Alright then. I mean, I'm not gonna complain. It would have just got exiled. I guess we can like pretend this Vraska's Contempt doesn't exist. They fired them off beginning of combat. Okay. Strong. Strong. I'm okay with this. Alright, so they're gonna get down a 4-drop this turn, which is fine. Kaya would be great here, you're not wrong, Lassie. Somehow you are in fact quite correct. I kinda just want to untap and Wrath. But I also want to save Wraths for the Murmuring Mystics, because they're kinda scary. So I could just cast down this. Whatever, I've still got the 1... Wow, max punish. I've still got the 1 Wrath left for the Murmuring Mystic. I assume they don't have too many copies of that card. Yeah, that's true. We could have tried to, like, use up an opponent's dive down, potentially. Please don't discard a Phoenix. Okay, that's a Lava Coil. That's fine. Eep, eep, eep. That's a Beacon Bolt, also fine. Okay. They do get to return this Phoenix, but we get to untap and Contempt it. So it's not too big an issue. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Don't let this get countered or anything. They also kind of use no resources, that's true. I feel like the game going along generally favors us. Because we have like Teferis hiding in our deck somewhere. And Kaya. Yeah, we do have a Kaya in our deck too. This is true. Alright, I really want to save this for the Murmuring Mystic, so I'm just going to cast down the Drake. Ooh. So if I use this now and I hit a land, I can Moment of Craving the Electromancer. So I'm going to bottom, I think, all of these. Because they just aren't Planeswalkers. The Thought Erasure is like kind of fine, but now we get to go Moment of Craving the Goblin. Next turn we have Teferi into cast down if we want, or we can just Kaya's Wrath. Kaya does exile creatures from a graveyard. She can snipe the Phoenixes. Okay, I would... Am I just casting the cast down? I'm like really worried about Spell Pierce. I could Teferi plus do that end of turn, but then I play into a dive down. So yes, I kind of want to cast down in their upkeep. Okay. So I can do this. Hope that they don't have double Spell Pierce. Cool. Plus my Teferi. Gonna set an upkeep stop.
No time for a break.
Oh wow, that one's so nice. That means I want to play my untapped land now. Like, I kind of don't want to play into a Spell Pierce if I can help it, but I do have the option of casting Absorb if they cast something I care about. Huh. Now that they're tapped out, I guess I just don't need to cast down this. I can just hold up cast down in their turn. And that way I get to hold open Absorb too through a Spell Pierce. They have a Lightning Strike, they get to kill my Teferi. But they're probably just playing Lava Coils instead. And I can try and set up for Kaya's Wrath with Absorb backup next turn. He discarded a radical idea. I kind of just want to counter this. Just stop their divination. They only have one card left. If it's specifically Phoenix, we have a cast down. And like stopping them drawing these two cards also just makes the radical ideas worse. Because it means they have less cards they can discard to like rummage through their deck. Cool, I'm just gonna let Teferi go to 2 loyalty. I think this is fine. They have specifically Lightning Strike, then whatever. They got me. Interesting. Doing that... Huh. I thought you'd want to do that pre-combat in case you can find a Phoenix to rummage away to the second one. Alright, so we plus our Teferi.
Keep up the pace.
Hope that they don't have, like, Negate in their main deck. If they do, we're actually in, like, a bit of trouble. Okay. Instead, the game ends. If Shops was here, I'm sure he would make various ogre-related jokes. It's kind of unfortunate. They've only found one Phoenix in the top half of their deck. I feel like we'd actually be struggling quite a bit more if they'd found like even just one more copy of Phoenix.
Hurry.
Seemed like some of the mods were just ogre it. Oh my god. Unless they'd found more Phoenixes, but we'd found Kaya. This is true. Kaya answers all Phoenixes. Alright, we're collecting Teferis over here. Just keep the collection growing.
We need to move quickly.
Mismatching cards in 2019. I'm only allowed one of these, Love Jane. I didn't make more of them in time. I didn't realize you had a deadline to make them. Ooh. A Phoenix. Dive down. Rude. Oh, it's better for Charter Course, that's true. I was thinking about returning the Phoenix. Stopping them returning it. I guess I want to do it specifically in beginning of combat, because that plays around both Charter Course and them returning the Phoenix. So it's like, just better in all regards. There's a problem in chat. What's the problem, Bill? Oh my god, Bill. Problem sorted. Thank you for gifting that sub to Sacrasta. Appreciate you enlisting a knight. Means a lot to, the support means a lot to me. Oh no, my Teferi! It's actually a bit awkward, them returning these Phoenixes over and over, I'm not gonna lie. We kinda need to draw a Karn or a Kaya, like, soon. Or a Vraska's Contempt or something. I like how we added a single Kaya to our deck. Very first matchup. It would clearly be amazing.
Let's skip to the good part.
Just like, no question. I really need more of you. I feel like I have enough Teferis right now. Yeah, Kaya is interesting. I added her to the deck as a joke, but I'm starting to wonder. What the hell? Right. Kaya would have been good. I mean, you're not wrong. Huh. You have sound. Yay, Caius. I'm glad to hear that. I think I'm just meant to keep plussing, and then next turn I can ultimate to exile this.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
Yeah, they did not take it shock. Which... I wonder whether that was a good decision on their part. We will see. Yeah, it's old Drake's tech from a while back. It's like Pascal Vieira or someone was playing a copy. Kaya seems, I will admit, Kaya seems quite good against mono red. That's Vieira's tech, yeah, it's really sweet. Didn't he also have like a single blink of an eye so you could just like do the loop in the super late game? Which is like also just really cool. Just ult Teferi and win. That's what I'm hoping for. Would be nice. Ooh, found another way to win. Alright, ultimate my Teferi.
I will phase you out of the time stream.
Cast my fancy Teferi.
I am not going to sit this.
Alright, hit the conjecture.
No time for a break.
Teferi has such awesome synergy with Teferi. I know, it's just good deck building. Just make sure to put a Teferi in your deck with your other Teferi. You can never lose. Alright, I imagine it's pretty challenging to lose from this spot. But I have certainly punted games from better spots. So you think Teferi might be a 4 in some decks. I think you raise a good point, Vax. I suspect that might end up being the case. Oh. In before quadruple Phoenix. Let's not talk about things like that. There are only 3 Phoenixes left in their deck at the moment, so... What? I have not seen that, Love Jane. That is one of the most delightful things I've ever heard of. I should not let them attack because of Charter Course. I should do this beginning of combat. Anyway. My heart will go on. Oh my god, Darkamoy. Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Ah. Like, I guess. It's not great, but I guess I keep it. Alright. Drakes. My sideboard doesn't seem amazing against Drakes. Or Phoenixes. Like, I'm legitimately unsure what I even bring in. You think we take Drakes hostage? It's so bad if they kill the hostage taker, but I guess they're just not going to be able to. Maybe we want the hostage takers. I'm wondering if I want Duresses to fight through dive downs. Yeah, they're probably signing out creature removal, that's true. I'm just not even sure I want to sideboard in many cards here. I feel like my main deck is really close to how I want it. Yeah, Duress seems strong. I agree. I think I'm going to trim a Mortify, maybe an Absorb. Yeah, they're going to keep Beacon Bolt. That makes sense because they're scared of Lyra, right? We're trying out a Kaya. I don't know if it's a good idea to see Sparks, but we're trying one out. I don't think I want the creatures. I think I think my main deck is really close to how I want things. Oh, minus the Moment of Cravings, yeah, I think I agree. Okay, let's bring back the Absorb, and I think I'll have one Negate. Let's try out this. Yeah, Moment of Craving's, like, not great against Phoenix. It's, like, fine. It's pretty good against Electromancer, but I don't know. They only have, like, 3 Electromancers typically, so it's not that exciting. This is an okay hand. If they have a fast Phoenix, we're in trouble, but otherwise, against all that other stuff, it's quite strong. Yeah, we didn't see Terramander, that is correct. We saw like almost all their deck, didn't see a Terramander. That deck cannot be a resolved Kaya. This is accurate. Kaya seems absurd against Mono Blue. That's actually kind of incredible, Sea Sparks. Alright, this is how things go wrong. Don't you dare pitch a Phoenix this turn. Kaya even hits risk factor. No! Oh. Oh. I think we're dead. I think we might be dead. Yeah, early Phoenixes are how we lose this, right? We're not good at exiling them. This is rough. I don't think I can afford to Mortify here. Alright, show me the Spell Pierce. Ooh, they don't have counter magic in hand because that just resolved. Phoenices. Oh, is that the actual word? Phoenices? That sounds kind of nice. Alright, what am I doing? Kind of just want to, like, mortify this Electromancer. Seems like a scary matchup overall. Seems a bit scary. Specifically the card Arclight Phoenix. It's quite annoying. I get that, Sea Sparks. It does sound really nice to say. Or feel really nice to say. Oh, okay, Robbie. Interesting. I don't know how close they are to the Viren list, but let's just run out my Teferi here. Hope they don't have counter magic. Disdainful Stroke. Negate. Okay. It's gonna get to put me to 5. I really need a Contempt. Like, so soon. God, I bought it out the Moment of Cravings, but they do slow down the Phoenix beats for a little bit. So I need to plus Karn and hit 2 cast downs. Alright, did not hit 2 cast downs. Cool. So close. So close. Oh. God, the Goblin and Electromancer kind of destroyed us that game. I wouldn't mind bringing like one of these back in, maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna take a Karn out. That was what I was thinking. I don't know if I take out both. Like, we do need some card advantage is the problem. We do need some card advantage. Do we have all the negates? And we only have the one at the moment. I didn't really want to go overboard on them. You don't know that negate is even that good versus them. Counters like their counter magic in the late game. It counters Mirari Conjecture. It counters Charter Course and Tormenting Voice, but I guess they're probably boarding out all their Tormenting Voices because they're so bad against counter magic. I think I am just going to bring back the second one of these. I don't really want to cut the Karn. I just worry that then we're going too low on the card advantage. I'm just going to take out a negate instead. Try this. Oh, puns do not get timeouts. What are you talking about, Phil? I strongly approve of puns. You know this. Jeez. I guess this is a mulligan. I cannot cast a spell, and even if I could, it's like fine, but alright, I keep. Brave guy! 5 whole months. Thank you, brave guy. Ooh, that's a black sauce. Appreciate you. We'll get some love in chat for brave guy. Re-enlisting in the Knights of Autumn. Alright. I'm just gonna fire off this Duress now, see what's up. Costs me 2 life, but I think it's worth it. Make sure that we know what to absorb in the future. Okay, so they get to play Electromancer next turn. So obviously I do not care about Shock. Voice is still in, which is interesting. I kind of want to take Charter Course. Like, it's Charter Course or Blink. Since Blink can protect their Phoenix from an exile spell. I think I'm just meant to take Chart, because it digs so deep. And then we can try and counter the Tormenting Voice, just so that they're really far down on cards. Chart is a divination, yeah, exactly. It seems really strong. Alright, I could just kill the Electromancer, I suppose, but I think I'm just going to pass the turn. If they go for the Tormenting Voice, we can counter it, otherwise we can Mortify the Electromancer end of turn, if they don't really do anything. Like, this could go badly if they drew specifically a Phoenix. They did not. Alright, I'm pretty interested in just making sure they don't have cards in hand to work with, so I'm going to counter this. If we stop them drawing 2, they'll just like never, they'll just be a while until they have enough cards to even return a Phoenix, right? So seems pretty good for us. Sick. So they can hit us to 19, which is fine. Ooh, Thought Erasure. I guess I'd rather do that than Mortify. Try and like hit my 5th land for the Teferi. Like if I Mortify, they just get to blink the Electromancer. So this seems pretty decent. Disdainful Stroke, Tormenting Voice, Blink. So I have to take the Disdainful Stroke so that I can resolve my Teferi. That's the land we need. Perfect. God, Thought Erasure is so good. Lets us know like exactly what we need to counter. Lets us dig towards whatever things we need at that point in time. I guess I need them to not have a Phoenix in their hand. So if they have a Phoenix in their hand, they can actually kill our Teferi without using up any resources, which would be kind of brutal.
I know my responsibility.
They can also just blink the Teferi to make us have to recast him, but I'm kind of okay with that because it gets the blink out of their hand. And we still, like, draw a card out of this exchange, which is nice. Draw Cast Down or Moment, that would be so good. Is your favourite card Thoughtseize, Love Chain? They shocked themselves. What do they have to do with that mana? Thoughtseize is nice. I know lots of people hated Thoughtseize being in Standard, but I was kind of a fan. So I'm worried they might have a dive down, but like worst case scenario, this like the dive down turns Teferi into a 1-for-1. So they could also just have a Phoenix in hand too. Or like a Negate, and then they hit me for a million. I kind of feel like I can't afford to cast Teferi this turn. Yeah, they are representing something. I don't think I can afford to cast the Teferi this turn. Yeah, I agree. 2x removal. Agree completely. Do I want to do it on their turn? Yes, I could. I really just need this to die, though. I kind of don't want them casting spells on their turn for Phoenix purposes. Alright. I'd like to kill your Drake. Wow, it just died. I guess they might have a Disdainful Stroke. I'm worried that they might have another Drake in hand. I guess if they do, Teferi can always just tuck it. But like killing Electromancer, I guess killing Electromancer isn't so relevant now. I can just do it on their end step, and they probably can't use the extra mana too well at this point in the game. Just kind of want to keep Crackling Drake off the board. I guess this might let them Charter Course, but Crackling Drake is so scary. In before Charter Course, I think we just have to kill Crackling Drake is the problem. If they have one. I guess I should have done that with the trigger on the stack, because they could have drawn a dive down. Not draw a dive down. Kaya's Wrath. Please don't have Disdainful Stroke. We do not. This one's a plus. Draw something to protect him from Phoenix. Wow. Amazing. Gah. Now we can kill the stupid Electromancer. Sick. Remember what we said about Vamp tutoring. Vampiric Tutor is a strong Magic the Gathering card, let me tell you. Let me tell you about Vampiric Tutor. It's mysterious ways. Hey, also good. I guess if they have a dive down, I actually can't interact with this anyway. They need like dive down plus negate. Otherwise the Kaya's Wrath's resolving. If they have negate, I want to be able to kind of want to be able to tuck this, but also kind of don't. I think I'm just meant to plus first. I'm not 100%. If I plus first, I can find a discard spell to clear the way for Kaya's Wrath. Whereas if I Kaya's Wrath first and they counter, I can tuck the Drake. I think I'd rather just plus though. You'd Wrath first, do you think? I'm pretty unsure which is correct. I feel like we probably lose our Teferi either way if they have the right sort of interaction. Because, like, if they have the counterspell and then we minus, then Teferi just dies to a Phoenix, which they've got to be pretty close to finding. Desertion and not Vampiric Tutor, wow. That's kind of absurd. Desertion was one of those cards, when I started playing Magic, I looked at it and just couldn't figure out why it was good. It's like, don't they just like replay all their things? It took a while for that for me to figure that one out. Oh wait, no, Desertion's a different one. I'm thinking Evacuation. Desertion, counter target spell. Oh, it's like mind control counterspell. I don't know that I've seen that before. Says the person who's been playing for like 4 years. Yeah, I'm being silly. I was thinking Evacuation. Evacuation, I couldn't figure out why it was good when I started playing.
Hurry.
About 4 or 5 years, something like that. I kind of want to have the instants up, just to protect Teferi from Phoenixes. I only need to save like one Kaya's Wrath for Remembering Mystic. Lassie! Lassie donates $15 saying that they would like to see some Legacy when I have the time. I would love to do some Legacy at some point soon. I can play some Blue-Red Delver for you. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or Monday, but I can do some Legacy at some point in the next handful of days. Thank you so much for the donation. Really appreciate that. Will there be Terramanders? There will be Terramanders. I also want to try out the sick Grixis Phoenixes deck at some point. So that deck seems like a treat. This is more expensive, but also kills like Mirari Conjecture and Search for Azcanta. I guess I use this. Ooh, they have to dive down. You have a very bad Kaya deck available too. You're gonna donate to get me to play Soldier Stompy or Bugnit Fit? I'd be up for that. Oh no, there's a Grixis Phoenix's deck in Legacy that White Faces Callum Smith has been building and tuning. It features Buried Alive. So you have like the dream draw of like turn 1 Dark Ritual, do some nonsense, cast Buried Alive, return 3 Phoenixes. It's kind of gross. Ritual, Buried Alive. Or like, yeah. Or you can do some stuff with like Cabal Therapy in that deck too. Like you like sometimes target yourself with Cabal Therapy to take your Phoenixes, and then like you can like when the Phoenixes return, you can sack the Phoenixes to target your opponent. It gets really weird. Teferi might be shocked again. Yeah, we've drawn like weirdly little card advantage this game. Admittedly, opponent has only drawn 1 Phoenix, which is helpful. So I'm not really complaining that much. Intuition for Creeping Chill. Oh my god. Have people been doing that at all, Phil? I'm just so heartbroken that we've played 3 games against Phoenixes and have not drawn Kaya, when Kaya would have been absurd in all 3 games. Just like wildly unbeatable. I guess not in game 2, but the other 2 games, she would have been wildly unbeatable. Okay. Teferi Emblem, also wildly unbeatable. Can confirm. Alright. 1 win in the books. Yeah, Kaya would have been great there. Wow. Did Love Jane just break it? Yeah, Teferi got slight errata. I kinda want to keep this. It's like really awkward and slow on the draw. But I also feel like this is just kinda what playing Control is like sometimes. Why do we have a Kaya in our deck, by the way? Because a sub convinced me to play Kaya. Kaya. Honestly, it sounds really loose, but when I play Control, I actually legitimately tend to keep these hands in the dark. BBD is subbed to my stream. Wait, how can you see that, VT? That's so cool. I had no idea that was even the case. So, like... I keep this in the dark. I tend to keep these hands in the dark with Control. Like... my thinking is that when you play Control decks, your opening hands are kind of like... because the games go so slowly, your opening hands in the dark tend to be like... this is something I heard from Patrick Chapin, to think of it as like 10 or 11 card hands. So like, any like cheap spell and land in the top 4 cards of the deck makes the hand like very functional and something you're happy to keep. And you can't just like mulligan everything that isn't perfect. Oh my god. Oh my god. So many subs. First of all, thanks to Marcus for the resub. Appreciate you. But second of all, thank you to Love Jane for gifting that sub to BBD. Now BBD is in fact subbed to my stream. Can confirm. Oh my god. Y'all are ridiculous. Marcus was completely overshadowed. I'm sorry, Marcus. I'm sorry. I hope you're well, Marcus. Do we know if Kaya's worth it? Yeah, zero idea. But the previous match, we had 2 games, or if we'd drawn Kaya at any point in the games, she would have been completely absurd. So, who knows? Maybe, maybe not. Remains to be seen. Like to cast my Teferi. I kind of want to, like, minus the Teferi instead of plus. Get rid of their scry triggers. Especially since they're trying to, like, probably dig to a white source here. I think I like this. I think I like this. Oh, BBD is great. I love BBD. I've met him a few times. I've played against him, like, twice. I played him at 1 PT and 1 GP, I believe. Ooh. This is pretty absurd. Also decent. I believe I'm 0-2 lifetime against BBD. I cannot beat him. Kaya could remove. Can Kaya target your own graveyard? We have 5 cards in the yard. I kind of just want to flip this search, honestly. So I think I'm going to put this to the yard. It's kind of awkward. We can't actually exile the Teferi before they get an activation. It's really awkward. I guess we want to counter the search anyway, though. Hey, Charlotte. Great to see you. No, my Azcanta. Rude. So rude. We did give them good ideas. Right, I just have to counter this one. C-Sparks, the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much for becoming a Knight of Autumn. Really appreciate that. Everyone get some love in chat for our newly enlisted knight. Really appreciate the support. Subtrain hype. There have been a lot of subs today. Phil, I'm quite pleased about it. Right, we get to clear the way for this Contempt. They actually are just blue-black, huh? Shout out to BBD for reminding you, albeit unintentionally and without being present. I like how we're not taking a relevant card here. I like that bit. Ritual to protect our... Yeah, I guess Ritual's probably more relevant than Cast Down. Alright. Strange world. Should mean we redraw Search next time, yeah. Then it immediately flips. We almost take a moment to thank BBD every day. I try to. We're playing best of 3. Ooh, this is a nice one. We have Transform Search with Absorb in hand. I think it's going to be really hard to actually lose from here. As long as we're careful. Real Magic. Yeah, it's nice. I actually kind of enjoy the best of 1 mat ladder. But best of 3 is definitely where it's at. I know we're meant to take the Karn, okay? I know the Karn is the correct choice. But I know the Karn is the correct choice. I'm 100% aware of this.
I like a good fight. Notice I didn't say fair.
Alright, your Azcantas are never flipping.
That's what I do.
Kaya won us the game. Kaya clearly just won us the game, people. 100%. Kaya insta-scoop. Exactly. I don't know if I want these Bell-Haunts too. They're like fine. We did show the tech, it's true. So Kaya's Wrath seems poor. We need to trim some removal, but we also have to be able to kill their Thief of Sanities. This is like really awkward. Thief of Sanity is such an awkward card. The fact that they're gonna have them too. Okay, so we can trim a cast down. Maybe we just trim all the cast downs because these kill Search as well as Thief. Why kill their thieves when we can take them hostage? That is true. I also want to have like removal for that Search for Azcantas though. Like currently I'm thinking this is what kind of appeals to me. Where the Kaya probably is meant to come out post-board, but I feel like that would be disrespectful after that game. Alright. Kinda in for this. Would not disrespect Kaya by boarding him out. You don't know what it's better than that you're allowed to suggest. I don't hate the idea of Bell-Haunt just because it's card advantage. It's like kind of sticky and annoying, but... Yeah, I'm not sure, Squirmit. I'm not sure. It might be worth it. Obviously slightly awkward mana here, but... if they don't have specifically turn 3 Thief, they shouldn't be able to pressure us too much. Incoming turn 3 Thief. Snubby's here. I can confirm, Snubby is alive and well. You can't deal with the fact that I'm not running Chemist's Insight. So this is like really close to the list that won the Classic. I don't know if it's correct not to be running Chemist's Insight. Maybe it is, maybe it's wrong. But I think the reasoning is that Karn is just like a bit more proactive, which is nice. I'm worried that if I tap out for Thief now, they can untap and Eldest Reborn me, which I'm not really into. On the other hand, I could just slam threats every turn for the rest of the game. I could also go Karn minus. Eat for a counter. Or make a construct for Eldest Reborn. Thief, playing Thief paves the way, yeah. I'm kind of into playing Thief. I think if we play Thief and they Eldest Reborn it, at least we get to go like land our Teferi there then, potentially. It's not the end of the world, and then they'd be like tapping, because they'd be tapping out. It's like a scary position to put themselves in. Yeah. I mean, this is what I was scared of, but at least I have this Teferi. I'd love to be able to go Teferi Absorb. Anyway. You just play Karn. I don't hate that, but I think I'm just gonna do this. Now we get to lose the second Eldest Reborn. We do. I'm excited. It's gonna be a good time. Sick. Thief with absorb backup. Sounds perfect. A couple more walkers for Esper Super Friends. We're kind of closing in on Esper Super Friends. We have like 3 different walkers currently. What? Alright. No spell pierce, please, I guess. We get to steal their Eldest Reborn. Ooh. Ah, this is great. This is just swell. I could Thought Erasure them to find out what's going on in their hand. I think I'd rather find out what I get off the top of the deck first, though. I don't know how they really win the game anymore. Wait, what? Sure. Why is there a fungal infection in their deck? We can take the final card from their hand and then we can No, this puts it back to their hand. Okay. We're not taking the disinformation campaign. Taking the Eldest Reborn so that I don't do something silly. Okay. Don't do that, please. I successfully did not do that. I was really excited for a second. And then I remembered how magic works. I'm not sure what they could possibly have in their hand that matters. Because they'd have just, like, used it last turn. I guess I'm still just going to cast my card. Hey, they had a card that matters. Having bad cards against Thief is such tech. Make Thief that much worse. Ritual, yeah, I guess they were just scared of Thief of Sanity, maybe. It's a bit weird, but... They might have also forgot to board. That is also a possibility. Oh my gosh. This is great. 2-0. You've unironically not liked Thief versus Mono Blue because all their cards are terrible. Legitimately last... I played against a teammate in round, like, 3 of a GP. And, like, a while back. I hate these hands. These hands are the worst hands to open with control decks. Because it's like, you kind of need to hit all your land drops, but... Also not. I kind of want to mulligan this. I think I'm going to. This is actually honestly probably better. I like this card, but I don't need to hit my land drops. Why is Kaya and Karn in your deck? Because we like cards that begin with K and have 4 letters in their name. Next question. So I played against the teammate in round 3 of GP. He was playing Esper Control and I was playing Black-Green. This was like previous standard. Ooh, Guild Gates. At least we just have to yard that and dig for land drops here. Or die. Awesome. And he brought in Thief of Sanity post-board against me, and it was like actually kind of bad, because it turns out most of the cards in Black-Green just kind of suck. It's like, oh no, you stole a Seeker's Squire. Ah. Orc. If we kept 7, we wouldn't have missed land drops. Indeed. Indeed. This is quite accurate. Oh wow, we're like 7 cards deep at the moment, and we've yet to find a land. This is impressive. They might have a Vraska in their deck, Dokamoy. They might have a Golgari Guildgate to tutor up and a single Vraska. Grump, 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 grump. I like how they still haven't really done anything. They've just, like, drawn cards. They've had all this time. All they have done is drawn a couple cards. I don't know how we possibly ever win. I'm pretty sure we don't, but... I don't know that killing the guild summit even achieves anything. Feels like they already have as many cards as they want. Maybe the opponent forgot to put any win cons in their deck. Maybe. Maybe they just have a single Nexus of Fate. Maybe they have Expansion Explosion. Oh wow! Andrea! Thank you so much for sending so many people my way. I really appreciate that. Welcome to everyone joining us. We're playing some Esper Control in best of 3. 225 people here to see Kyle win us more games. So Love Jane convinced me to put a single Kaya into our Esper Control deck somehow. And the one game we cast it, our opponent immediately scooped on the spot. Just saying. Somehow. It didn't take much convincing. We tried playing Esper Control with 18 lands, didn't work out. I kinda just want to scoop this game, they're so far ahead in cards. They actually have a million cards. I feel like if I don't draw a counterspell, I'm just gonna lose. But I guess I just do this. Caius, oh my god. Y'all are great. Thank you so much for gifting that sub to Andrea. That is awesome. Did you have a good stream? It's a little sick, Dokamoy. It's a little sick. Is this my own list? This is really close to the list that won the Classic at SCG. I'm just like trying it out to see if I like the card choices. And then if I decide to keep playing more Esper, I'll probably make my own list at some point soon. I'm like kinda convinced just to move on to the post-board games. Alright. Nevermore is great. I'm glad you like it. Nevermore is the perfect emote for subs to convince you to keep terrible hands. Alright, so I guess I need interaction with the Nexus stuff and the Guild Summit stuff. As much as we keep trying to play her, I think this is the one matchup where snap taking Kyra out. Moment seems bad. It was intense. Oh wow, 7 hours. That's such a long stream. Good job. So we need answers to Ram postboard, which is why I don't want to take out all my removal. But I think I can trim on my removal. Bell-Haunt seems bad. I think it's like a sideboard card for mono red is the idea. This isn't my list. I've only changed like 3 cards from the list that I copied. Are we meant to bring in a Thief? Thing is, a lot of their cards don't actually do very much for us. It feels like the Ram isn't going to do anything, Guild Summit isn't going to do anything. So I think Thief is probably bad. I'm wondering about specifically Hostage Taker to like FTK creatures, but that just seems worse than removal spells. I think I'm just going to run it like this. Yeah, Bell-Haunt is unbeatable for mono red. You resolve a Bell-Haunt and mono red scoops. It's like actually absurd. Really is. Alright, let's play first here. This seems great. Got a counterspell for their summit. Some card draw. You can kill a goat. Or a sheep. We can steal ramp spells. The problem is you actually need 4 lands in order to be able to cast the circuitous route. So you already have to be doing pretty reasonably. Alright, this is great. We just get to keep holding open Absorb forever. And then eventually draw 3 cards. And just like restock our hand. Hand is sick, yeah. I wouldn't mind a discard spell at some point, just so we know exactly what their hand's like, and what their post-board configuration is like, but do I think Precog is better than Insight? So Precog is worse against counterspells than Insight, but you get a much better return on investment. So it's like kind of a... I think they're just different. I don't think one is necessarily better than the other. I think I'd prefer Precog in metagames where like opposing decks are pretty fast. Whereas like if you're playing lots of control mirrors, Chemist's Insight is so good against counter magic that makes it pretty exciting. I don't know that I want to counter this. I kind of want to keep holding open my Absorb. I guess if I counter this and see their hand, though, it means I can tap out for Teferi next turn. Which is nice. I kind of just want to, like, do this so I can tap out for Teferi. Know what's going on over there. This might be a bit too risky. If they have like multiple guild summits, we're going to be in a bit of trouble. But I kind of want to resolve my Teferi. Okay. So it's just guild summit that matters, right? Like route into Crisis is annoying, but guild summit's the scary card. That's true. If they have multiple guild summits, they might not negate that. Okay. Cast my Teferi. They're gonna get to Crisis next turn, which is scary.
Right on schedule.
But we do have the cast down for it.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
This matchup seems like not great for us. They have absolutely nothing against Teferi. Yeah, it's very hard for them to remove Teferi outside of the expansion explosions. like this. You like that there's a gate deck now. It's really sweet. The deck is both very cool and also like... It's kind of nice just to have like a budget deck around. Feels like Gates is just like such a sweet budget deck. Yeah, this is a very good draw. Gate Colossus. Oh, we have the Contempt. Well, they kind of have nothing now. They kind of have nothing. Do I care about this? I guess I don't really want this. Right? Because their hand's going to be kind of empty and they're playing off the top next turn, so I just want counterspells. Now we have a Contempt for the Gate Colossus. Yeah, it does seem that way, Sacrasta. Like, I was pretty scared a few turns ago when we Duress them. Like, their hand seemed to have a lot going on, but we just drawn, like, one more... We cast, like, one counterspell and drew one discard spell, and suddenly feels like they're pretty far behind here. I guess we're a bit punished for not shocking ourselves. We could have both of these open. I didn't consider them drawing a ram. Yeah, that makes sense, Love Jane. Guild Summit seems like the scary card. All the other cards seem like you can, like, have a bunch of counterplay to them. It's specifically Guild Summit. It seems really problematic.
Let's skip to the good part.
Kind of want to do this plus cast down. I guess I could also just get down the search this turn though. So I can flip it next turn. And that's pretty nice. So I can go search Kaya's Wrath instead. It's kind of scary. If they draw an explosion off the top, they're actually in this game. They have like a 2-turn window here. Maybe that's why we Perception, so that we only have to fade one draw step and can just dig for the counterspell that turn. Oh, that's true, Real Roxar. If we hit the land of Perception, we get to do everything. That's a decent point. Why not search Cast Down? I kind of just wanted to use my more, like, expensive clunky spell and save my more efficient one, since they kind of do the same thing at that point in the game. Like, they're only drawing one threat a turn from there, so... I don't think I want to change anything. I was pretty happy with how we have this set up. We have, like, just enough removal, feels like. Yeah, let's run this back. Yeah, we probably hit the land off the scry free draw free. And we also get to like dig for a counterspell in that scenario. I don't know how I love this hand. It's like fine. It doesn't have any discard or counterspells, but I feel like this is the sort of hand you have to keep and hope it just like pans out okay. We can kill a early Guild Summit at least. Kaya exiles Colossus if you don't have enough Contempt. That's actually kind of interesting. I had not considered that. I feel like the 2 life is going to matter more than representing something. Cool. Now we just hold open the Mortify. Would be nice to draw a spell this game. His spells are quite strong. Alright, ooh, that's a really good draw. Jeez. Great draw. It's like exactly what we were missing. Maybe a Crisis could be problematic, since we can't really interact with that very well. At least that would make them tap out though, which then like lets us just put the Teferi on the table. Huh. Bobbin, the
5 months is a lot of months.
5-month resub, it is a lot of months. Thank you for the continued support. It means a ton to me. Thank you. So if I let this resolve and then I mortify it, they could Nexus end of turn. I think that's... Thing is, if they have a negate... If they have a negate, they can get this in play anyway, and I'd rather use up my Mortify than my Absorb, I think. So I'm just going to do this. Morning, Red. Good to see you. Enjoyed catching some of your stream last night. Sick. God, I really just want to cast this Teferi, but I think I meant to hold open Absorb. I feel like I meant to just hold open Absorb. And then I can go Teferi into Absorb next turn. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass the turn. Hey there, Chocolate Man. Good to see you. You like waiting here? Yeah, I like waiting. Yeah, it also holds up Contempt, which is decent. And then next time we potentially can go to Teferi plus hold open Absorb. They did just pass back after not playing anything. Playing Teferi seems like what your opponents do before you kill them. Yeah. Are they just gonna end step Nexus here? It smells like a Nexus. Yeah, it looks like a Nexus, smells like a Nexus, right? We can just hit land drops like a coward. Why don't I play a Chromium? Because I pretty much just copied this list, with the exception of like the Duresses and the Kaya. I'm just trying out other people's work before I change anything. They end of turn Nexus, it's really awkward. I really just want to cast the stupid Teferi. This might be a mistake. Just kind of want to get something going. Sure, they negated. They'd only negate my counterspell to protect something big anyway, so it's good to get the negate out of the way. Yeah, I don't think just sitting here is right. I think we have to try and do something. I agree, Bobbin. What do I think about the future of Esper-based control decks? Do I think they will be Dominate standard or just be Black-Green Splash Crisis decks? Or will it just be Black-Green Splash Crisis decks? I think they will be at least playable. Whether they will be good or tier 1 or whatever remains to be seen. It's like very early days, right? Very early days in new standard. But I definitely think they have like the tools to be good. At the very least. We need them to not have an explosion. If they have an explosion, we probably... Or that. The thing is, they had the negate in hand, right? So if I pass the turn back, they just use these to protect this with a negate, like... So, like, if we don't cast the Teferi, I think we're still in a bad position anyway. So I think it was correct to cast the Teferi. Obviously this is not great for us though. You think we should put down Teferi turn 5? I guess. That's like a bit too scary for my tastes, but I could see that. Should be called Nexus of Gate. It's called... Isn't it actually called Nexus of Gates? I feel like I've heard multiple people call it that. Yeah, in my deck editor it's called Nexus of Gates. It's just like the perfect name. You've heard it and you only play limited, exactly. Yeah, this seems strong. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna pretend it's not strong. Why is the Gate Nexus deck better than the stock Nexus deck? I don't know that it's necessarily better. I think the different angle of attack it has is it has like a lot more like it can actually answer boards of creatures, which is something the other Nexus decks can't do. So like if you look at like the Bant decks or the Teemo decks, they aren't actually like sweeping the boards very much. So like if your opponent just has a counter spell for one of your fogs, you just die, or a counter spell for one of your time walks. Whereas when you're like repeatedly clearing the board, you're protecting yourself from that. The other thing is it has a very different angle of attack in post-board games because it can board into creatures like Gate Colossus and Moran, whereas like Bants and Teemo just don't have that different angle of attack. And like the fact you're ramping means that like suddenly Hydrocrisis is a card you get to play, whereas like if you play Teemo or Bant and you board in Hydrocrisis, is actually just an embarrassing Magic card because you're casting it for like X equals 4 or 5 against these decks that are like very prepared for that in the post-board games. You think I can safely scoop now? I suspect that is the case, yes. I think Tyrant's pretty good. Yeah. It's like fine, but I don't know. I think Ram is just a ludicrous Magic card in that deck. It's like a really big draw. The fact that you can board into it. Guild Summit is really impressive. If you can stick it against a control player, like worst case scenario, you like draw 3 cards and they vindicate it. And best case scenario, you just win the game. It's really threatening.
Hi Autumn. You make me want to be a better Magic player. I appreciate you. Ty for being uwu alley love.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for the kind words too. I really, really appreciate that all. Really appreciate the 6 months of support as well. It means a lot to me. Hope you're doing well. Also appreciate the uwu. And you get a shield, yeah. Shield is great. The silver shield is great. You can hurl your old bronze gear to the ground. Autumn makes you want to be a luckier Magic player. That is a reasonable response. Caius. Caius with the 8th month free sub of the tier 3 sub. It's like such a crazy level of support, Caius. It's amazing. Thank you so much. It means a ton to me. Watery Grave Terramander, I know, right? It's kind of wild. Kind of wild. Got a surgical people. I respect that. It's less about support and more about the awesome surgical emote. Gotta kill it now, not get dived down. No, I want to hold open. Oh no, I meant to do this before combat because of Charter Course, now that they've played a land tapped. I wanted to hold it open in case they play an Enigma Drake. Because Enigma Drake is a lot scarier. At least at this stage of the game. Ooh, I could hold open Absorb, or I could just get my Karn going. Kinda like this. Get on the board.
I'll make use of that later.
You never act rashly or power hungry. Wait, what happened to Caius? Why did you time out Caius? Oh my god. Caius did not deserve that fate. Kinda love how we're the threats deck now. They're the Terramander deck, but we're the people who really have threats.
Hold that thought.
Hey Alessia, I'm actually feeling pretty good. I'm feeling a lot better than yesterday. I'm definitely happy I took the day off to like rest yesterday. Feeling a lot more with it. Been having a really good day, really good stream. Oh boy, this is a fun one.
You're just no fire, no steel.
I guess I can just discard my land because the Teferi plus is going to give me enough mana for Contempt plus Absorb. Anyway, I kind of want all my other cards. Set the end step stop.
Keep up the pace.
Ooh, very unexciting land, but I'll take it. Alright, float these. Tap these. Exile your Angrath. And we have Absorber. Hope you're doing well yourself, Alessia. Angrath, that seems kind of unreal. Yeah, Angrath's really good against Crisis. Just like actually kills their like 10 mana spell. Obviously they get to draw cards, but then you get a Planeswalker. Not leaving up black mana seems loose. How do we leave up black mana, Bobbin? We needed double black. Like, there was no choice in this matter. Rude. Guess I was doing this. Don't give them the info. Or the surveil. Easy absorb, agree. Let's fire it off. Also rude. Kinda just want to get rid of this Teferi, and then we get to go draw free Mortify. Already have a Teferi in play.
We need to move quickly.
Ooh, hello friend. I don't feel this is quite the time for you, Kaya, but you'll have your moment to shine, don't you worry. Don't you worry, my friend. We're pretty far ahead. Teferi tends to do that. I kinda don't want any of these. Somehow. Ooh, these are nice though. Resolve. Untap these. Multiply this. We want Chapel. Why do we want Chapel? It doesn't matter. We have all the white mana in the world. Like, Drowned Catacomb and Chapel are pretty much the same here. We are playing a Kaya because we are good at Magic the Gathering. Something like that, Love Jane. Something like that. That was probably too cowardice, VT. I think. Right. So I probably want these thieves. Probably do not want these Kaya's Wraths, these moments. Cast Down doesn't actually kill Bolus. It's really awkward. Definitely want Mortifiers. Want some amount of this stuff at least. I might actually have to take out Kaya to board in all the cards I want. Sorry, Kaya. I love you, but you'll have your moment in the sun. I guess a Ghost Killer probably doesn't want to be in the sun. Basilica seems good here. Seems like fine. Seems like a bit mopey. I need to take out one whole card. I kind of don't want to go too low on this stuff, because I have to be able to kill boluses. Can we Kaya's Wrath without Kaya? It's like a legendary sorcery, right? You need the Kaya around in order to cast it. Don't really know what the final card to take out is. I'm just going to trim a Thief. It's probably not correct, but I actually have no idea what to take out here. Everything seems kind of nice. 61. Like, Thief is definitely a bit worse against them because Bolus can block it. And Terramander can block it, potentially. This is fine. Is Kaya's Wrath the consequence of cutting Kaya from your deck? The real questions. That is accurate, Love Jane. My search for Azcanta. Why would you do this? Yeah. Rude, and they kept a card on top. Of course. Well, at least they're gonna lose their sanity. Oh my god. That card seems unbeatable. That card seems so much better than Thief of Sanity. That card is unreasonably better than Thief of Sanity. This card looks so embarrassing right now. Cast my Windrake. Now they're gonna cast a Bolus, and I won't even be able to attack. Sure. Yeah, Thief trades for War Boss, except they gain 2 Goblin tokens out of that process. Which is a bit rough. I guess we need that Kaya's Wrath, huh? Sure. Sure. Literal mind rot. Isn't there, like, Pirates Pillage in Standard? I'm pretty sure Pirates Pillage is in Standard. Heartless Pillage. Sorry. Heartless Pillage. No, isn't that just literally 2 in a black? Arterial Flow is 1 black. Might be the one you're thinking of. This Mind Rot is actually kind of brutal. Like, I'm joking about it, but There's also Carnage. Ugh. Carnage is gross. I think Carnage is like a legit card. Carnage should probably be seeing more standard play than it is. Well, I guess this is how it begins. This is how it begins. The comeback. Six mana. It's not a Niv, is it? Yeah. That's pretty good. Okay. Yup. Third Minder out of the game. Deal. I mean, maybe this Thief is good enough. It's got a lot of heavy lifting to do. I'll give it that much. Alright, I take back everything. Thief is better than Legion War Boss. You know all those words I said? I'll take them back. Those words were wildly incorrect. Maybe. These swings are a bit much for my frail heart. This is so awkward. If we ever surveil. I think we just take the negate. Probably. Alright. Well, don't draw anything good for one turn, please. Kind of at parity now. We have a campaign on the table, but Grix is a playable deck. Remains to be determined. I kind of just want to fire this off now. I guess I'm just meant to do it on their end step. I don't get the scries, but I get to hold open the gate for a Planeswalker. Although I also give them time to draw a counterspell. So like, upsides and downsides. Ugh. Disgusting. Alright, we need removal. Not find removal. GG opponent. You remember getting 4 Bolas and never using them because the Scarab God was just better? Scarab God was a really, really messed up Magic card, to be fair. Scarab God was particularly messed up. I kind of want to run this back. I kind of want more removal for Legion War Boss. I don't even know how many copies of that card they have. It's quite scary. Maybe they play something... I guess. Kaya beats Scarab God. Oh. I think I'm just running this. We have like a fair bit of removal for them. We're also on the play, so we can Thought Erasure them. We could bring in Hostage Takers, that's true. I'm a bit worried about Hostage Taker against Bolas, because you give them another trigger if Hostage Taker dies. Hey there, Gra. Good to see you. I think the Hostage Takers are meant to mainly be in the board for like the Crisis matchups. But I don't know. I tend to board less creatures in when I play Control than most people do. Which always makes playing with other people's lists feel a bit weird. I think I'm just gonna run it like this. Gra. the 3-month Twitch Prime resub. Thank you so much for the continued support. It means a ton to me, Gra. Enjoy your new shield. What is this hand? If this had a blue source, this would be great. Instead... Do I need Duress in a list of 4 Thought Erasures? I like discard spells, alright? Don't judge me. Keep, never punished. We are against a Mind Rot deck. Mulliganing is legitimately quite bad. When the games go long... Whatever, I'm gonna keep. It's like, knowing they have lots of Mind Rots in that deck makes it really hard to actually mulligan. Perfect mana base, indeed. Yeah, I think this is a keep. It's just like a bit scary, obviously. Never punished. Island Kaya's Wrath, kind of punished. Never punished. How do you get some... So is that, how do you get some tokens of that emote? Or how do you get some tokens of me? Because those do actually exist. I do in fact have tokens out in the wild. That'll be in my possession soon. Duress. I'm kind of in the market for a Duress. Autumn tokens. So, Proven Combatants is... Ooh. I guess I don't care about the Thought Erasures. Because, like, the second one's just going to be dead. I kind of just want to take a Contempt. Feels weird. But, like, the second Thought Erasure is just kind of dead here. At the moment. I guess it means if I draw a spell, they get to take it. I'm just going to take a Contempt, though. So, Proven Combatants podcast, which I am on. All of us on the podcast have Inkling Customs tokens, which have recently been made. Also, if they discard me, they help flip search. That's true. So, all patrons of the podcast are being sent 1 copy of all the tokens. But I'm also being sent a batch of like 50 of the tokens. So whenever I'm at a GP, if people want a Inkling Customs token of me, all they have to do is come up and request it, basically. It's like... Winning the land's a bit awkward because we know about the Thought Erasure. We can also hit something like a Karn or a discard spell that we want to cast. So I think we're meant to do it. You need to grab one in Cleveland. I should have them by Cleveland. Yeah, I'm not going to Strasbourg, but I will be in Cleveland. And I should have the tokens by then, in which case I will definitely bring them with me. Yeah, the Altered Teferi's on Arena, but you can't actually get them anymore. You could only get them if you were in the closed beta. Response to the trigger. Response to the trigger. I have a response. That one's pretty good. Will Chantal have tokens at GP Toronto? I imagine she will. When is GP Toronto? I don't actually know the timing of these things, where I'm not going to many of them at the moment. Resolves. Next weekend. So they're in her possession, so she will have them if she's remembered them. I can send her a message to remember to take them, if you would like me to do that. Or I can try and remember to send her a message to take them, I guess is the more accurate wording. Time to drown them in Azcanta. Yeah, I imagine Azcanta is better than every card in their deck, but we will see. Could definitely still lose this. Just like a Legion war boss off the top into us bricking a few times, but... Alright, I just want to pass the turn, right? And activate Azcanta a bunch. Eventually we'll draw more blue mana. I should send one to all subs in the 2-year mark. I can actually do that, Phil. That's a thing that might be a legitimately very good idea. I can take the negate, or I can take this. This helps me hit land drops, which makes Azcanta better. I think I'm just gonna take this. And we're just gonna tap out next turn, and that's fine. Ooh. This means we now don't have to tap out, but I guess I might as well. I kind of just want to fire this off and get my, like, second Azcanta in play, I guess. You think all channel moderators who are also subs should also get tokens? I kind of see where this is going. I'm on to your tricks. Alright, these. Guess we just keep all of those. I could get on the second Azcanta, but if I cast this, I clear the way for my Thief of Sanity. Which sounds great. Sure. You want custom tokens? If you're at MF London, Charlotte, I will be there. Well, that worked out pretty well. Turns out Azcanta is not a beatable magic card. Not the most instructive thing I've ever learned, but you know. I think I might have already knew that one. Oh, you want custom tokens of you? That makes sense. The picture for my avatar on Twitch is actually from the token. It's like a little like cut out square of it. This hand seems kind of absurd. Another Guildgate stack, huh? Interesting. A little bit scary. Currently they are only for patrons shop and people who track us down at events. I think I just need to fire this off. See what's going on over there. Jeez, they have 2 guild summits. I guess I can take one and kill the other, so it's actually fine, right? Yeah, it's actually fine. I don't really want to cast down. I do need to kill the angel at some point, but that's like a ways away. I kind of want a planeswalker or a counterspell. What is my token? I can actually find them all for you, Charlotte, potentially. Shouldn't take me too many moments. They're up on the combatants website, up on the combatants Twitter somewhere. I guess we just have to kill that. Luckily they didn't decide to draw any cards of it later. Obviously they wanted to resolve it around a counterspell, which is very reasonable, but it did not work out for them. Alright, let's see if I can find these. Tweet. This can go to the yard, 100%. Teferi can go into play, also 100%. All the tokens that are part of the Patreon thing are here. They are excellent. Mine is a knight token, obviously. Because what else would it be? I believe mine's a knight, Chantel is a soldier, Teresa is a goblin, Zyla is a cat, and Mason is a clue. Opponent really hates Teferi. It does seem that way. Who's excited for playing ranked best of 3 tomorrow? I'm looking forward to Oka. It's gonna be nice. Have to cut a bunch of cards here. 2 more cards. We need to be able to kill goats, but we've got like these to do that. I don't think we need to go overboard. Trampoline Tails. Thanks for the host. Hope you had a good stream. Your token's also going to be a knight. Sweet. Knight tokens confirmed good tokens. If they scooped against Teferi, what would they do against Kaya? The world will never know. The world will never know. I can't remember if you did, Charlotte. I have to imagine you did, but I cannot remember it off the top of my head. What would my token have been if I'd made them before GRN had come out? That is a good question. I'm not actually sure. I actually figured that out at one point, but it's quite a while ago. Like, now it's just like, obviously has to be Knight token, right? There's no question. Beforehand, I'm less sure. Instant keep Azcanta best card. I kind of want to mulligan this, honestly. I don't want to lose to them having Guild Summit on turn 3. God damn, why did I make that stupid Nevermore emote? Y'all are the worst. I'm sorry, people. I'm mulliganing this. Maybe it should have been an ogre emote. I mean, this isn't particularly great either. But I guess I'm keeping it. Ooh, awesome, Charlotte. I'll go take a look. I kind of need lands. I kind of also want to find a counterspell. I guess I'm just going to bottom this. I've got time to draw lands. And, like, this isn't even a black land, so it doesn't let me cast my double black stuff. Oh my god, Charlotte, that's gorgeous. You haven't shown me that before. I can tell you right now you had not shown me that before. It looks amazing, though. Not to, like, add to the suspense for everyone else, but it genuinely looks really, really good. You came back to a great hand and I mauled it. Yeah. Will weigh on my conscience the rest of my life. I'm sure. Well, I guess I just take this Guild Summit. And then they kind of aren't doing anything for a little while. I'm very interested in the land at this point. I can like slog through this Gate Colossus, one removal spell at a time. Take root, Mortify Summit. I guess that's also reasonable. Maybe that's better? Maybe. I don't know. I kind of want to save my Mortify for like the next Guild Summit, or like use it to slog through this Gate Colossus or something. I don't really care about them fetching up a couple lands that much. I feel like fighting over the ramp is just kind of a losing battle. Yeah, you just never get rid of the ramp. I agree, Socrasta. The games are gonna go long. They're gonna have lands. Shrug. Worse things than letting someone have a few lands. Alright. Would love to hit a land. Oh my god, no. Ugh. That is how we lose. I guess I just have to mortify it before they can play a land from their hand too. They're gonna get to draw 3 here. We really need to hit our 5th land next turn for this Teferi. I guess, yeah, then we might have a chance. Yeah, I want to blow up in response 100%. Oh my gosh, that's such an incredible draw. Okay. They're very bad at removing Teferi. Typically the only way they have to remove Teferi without attacking it is expansion explosion. So this Teferi should be good. Alright, try to cast this down, see if they negate it. If they're bad at removing a Teferi, let's see how they deal with 3 Teferis. It's a lot of Teferis. Ooh. It's not a bad one. I guess I see if this resolves, and if it doesn't, Teferi can tuck this nonsense. Okay.
Hold that thought.
Counterspell, please. Nope. That's still fine. The worst they were able to do last time was cast a Gate Colossus, which is not particularly scary. So I assume they don't have much going on in their hand. We have a Teferi, which is better than most of their deck. We could definitely lose from here, Sadie, but I think we're in a very good spot currently. Sure. I really don't want to have to tuck that, but we don't currently have removal. I guess I could like plus and perception, and I probably hit a removal spell. I do want to keep plussing Teferi, because I do need to ultimate him at some point before they completely take over her. Alright, sure, let's see if we can find removal. I'm bottoming all of these, right? I could keep the Kaya's Wrath in case things go really badly. Then I can, like, at least kill the Krasis next turn. They'd get to kill my Teferi, but you'd keep the Wrath. I'm kind of tempted to. It's also just going to be good at some point, right? It's probably just going to be good at something. Good at some point. Oh, this is awkward. I guess we're losing our Teferi. Can fire off this Thought Erasure, though. Take a payoff from their hand. Hope that they only have the Krasis. Alright, this doesn't matter. These both matter a lot. Krasis draws 4 cards. Explosion draws 6. So I should just take the Explosion. Yeah, losing Teferi might be game over. We will see. I don't think I can afford to keep this. It's possible I need to keep it to fight through their card advantage, but I think our mana is going to be the main constraint for like a little while here. You don't think we're winning without this Teferi? It's going to be tough. We'll see. Crises. Sorry, I shouldn't say crises. It's such bad form. Clearly crises. Okay, they're just ramping up to the next crisis. Scary. I kind of like that they have... I guess Crushing Canopy kills Search, so it kind of makes sense. Oh my god. They didn't play the Krasis to play around Wrath, and we drew Thought Erasure. That is so unreasonable. Ah! This is great. Oh my my god. Right, let's just get this crisis out of the way so we can play the Teferi next turn. I'm an unreasonably lucky human being. I really am. I really am. Right, we need to fade a couple draw steps, but if we do, I think we're in a pretty decent situation. I just want to do this first in case they draw a negate. Worst case scenario, I take this canopy so they can't kill the search later. Gotta fade Guild Summit. Yeah, we lose the Guild Summit pretty much on the spot. Oh wow. Alright, if we untap and they have not cast anything stupid, I think we win this game. Because we get to activate the Azcanta to dig for our counterspell. I think that means we win this game. So pretty unlikely to brick on a counterspell here.
I'm not done yet.
I say, as we proceed to brick on a counterspell. Oh boy. I guess we get to activate Azcanta again, huh? I'm just gonna take this Contempt. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 4 to activate Azcanta, so I can afford to duress them and I'd still get to dig for an absorb. I don't feel this duress is doing anything else at any point in this game, so I might as well use it now to try and take a negate, is my thinking. Like, I just don't think it's ever going to do anything else. Whereas, like, taking a negate could actually affect this game. So I might as well do that there. Sick. And that is game over. I guess Crisis could let them, like, draw 5 cards. Maybe they can do something. They've got 2 Crises left. Sick. Thought Erasure is so good in this deck. I can't believe there are Espelists not playing Thought Erasure. The card just seems great when Crisis is running around everywhere. It seems so good. Alright, I'm gonna disappear a moment. Need to pop to the bathroom. And then we'll go for this 5th win. See if we can lock up the 5 and 1. Alright, come back in a moment, people. Alright. Be over in a second. Then we will battle for this 5th win. Do I get to call it a trophy on Arena if I get 5 wins? I guess we have a loss, so it probably doesn't count as a trophy. It's probably a bit short of a trophy. Good framing on Muse, 7 out of 10. I will take it 7 out of 10. Far above the usual standard. See ya, Lesha. Have a nice day. Hope all your work and stuff goes alright. So I think this is the sort of hand you're just meant to keep in the dark with control decks. If you know you're against an aggressive deck, you'd mulligan this, but I think in the dark you're just always meant to keep these hands. Because you're giving up too much equity against like slower mid-range decks and control mirrors if you mulligan this sort of hand. Don't like Syncopate. We're playing someone else's list. I think Syncopate's fine. Could see myself playing Syncopate, but currently we're just trying out someone else's list. I'm definitely not like super excited about Syncopate, I'll say that much. It's like playable, but you wouldn't want more than like 1 or 2 copies at most. Mirror in the finals. Mirror is scary. Hey Amy, good to see you. RTR Syncopate is so pretty. Oh, we're against Esper mid-range, it's not the mirror. Alright, that's pretty exciting. Against the mid-range version. Because it has Bell-Haunt in the main. So this is like Wyatt Darby's deck or something close. My Teferi! This is getting pretty awkward. We need to draw spells at some point in this game. It must be said. How's this deck been so far? We're 4-1 so far. It's felt pretty nice. Thought Erasure has felt like really strong. And then the rest is just kind of Esper as usual. Not spending a Contempt on that card. Just gonna hope it gets swept up in a Kaya's Wrath at some point. Oh yeah, I think VTCLA's version of Esper midrange is like the best Esper midrange list I've seen by like a lot. I like it so much. I actually really want to play it at some point soon. I think the couple disinformation campaigns in it look really strong. I think the Zav makes a ton of sense. And I think basically all the cards he cuts from the main deck are like the cards I liked least in the deck. Other than I was pretty high on Seraph of the Scales. I thought Seraph of the Scales really overperformed when I tried out Wyatt Darby's list. Well, draw an actual 1 spell. I might just have to exile the hero at this point. Slow down their clock a bit. It's kind of sad because that one dies to Moment of Craving, but don't know that I can afford to just like get run over by threats here. Yeah, it's a really nice deck list. We played Wyatt Darby's list and it was nice, but all the changes that VT made make a ton of sense, other than specifically I loved Seraph of the Scales in Darby's list. Like against we played against Phoenixes and I didn't know how Phoenixes ever beat Seraph of the Scales. Like trades with all their threats and then leave spirits behind that either like chump to buy a million turns or like help you start turning the corner once you've dealt with all their threats. Lava Coil. Yeah, they can Lava Coil it, but they only have so many removal spells, Ben. Like... Like, you can say Lava Coil deals with it, but then, like, what do they do against all the other threats that need Lava Coiling? Is this a land stack? It feels like it. Wow, they're playing... Did they just play around Settle? I looked away for a moment, and I feel like we did not take as much damage as we should have. Respecting Settle. I mean, I'm kind of okay with that. Right. It's really hard to know what to do when you've drawn 2 spells all game. I guess we have to exile Dovin, probably. And then hope to draw a sweeper. Yeah, I think we just... I agree, Caius. I agree. Just have to exile Dovin, hope to draw Kaya's Wrath, or like Perception into Kaya's Wrath. I agree. Because like we're drawing to specifically Kaya's Wrath anyway. Currently they'd only get the 2/1/1s off it. When I was playing this matchup from the other side, it felt really challenging game 1. But obviously our draw has not been particularly strong. Okay, Teferi, you have a job to do. The job is drawing specifically Kaya's Wrath.
Keep up the pace.
I got so excited, it was like, it's an Orzhov card. Wait. Maybe they play around Settle, I guess. They did it earlier. I normally wouldn't bother passing the turn here, but the fact they played around Settle earlier. I probably played against spells. Exarch plus Twin plus Kaya's Wrath for infinite life. Broke it. Ooh, the tech. The anti-settle technology. Max! Oh my god, thank you so much. The 4 months. Really appreciate that. Everyone get some love in chat for Max. Really appreciate it. You continuing to support the stream. What am I meant to... How am I meant to board here? It's like I need all my removal. I don't know that Thief of Sanity is actually good against them. They have a bunch of flying blockers. I could see Hostage Taker being good though. I kind of like Hostage Taker. Kaya is probably coming out. I don't hate a copy of Hostage Taker. Duress and Negate are pretty bad just because they're so creature dense. It's kind of hard to cut Moment of Craving against the hero plus Thief of Sanity deck. I guess we're probably meant to cut something like that though. Like, I like all the Planeswalkers to help us grind. I like the Hostage Takers because they also just block really well as well as stealing a creature. Alright, let's try this. I'm so sad, the 2 matchups we played where Kaya would have been good, we did not draw her. Why no Chromium anywhere? This is someone else's list. I think a Chromium is a very reasonable include. I think that card is quite strong. I think Chromium got worse than before the new set though. I definitely think that's a thing. So, like, before Ravnica Allegiance, Chromium was absurd, because the Esper decks literally couldn't kill Chromium in the mirrors. Whereas now, everyone has a bunch of Kaya's Wraths game 1, which makes Chromium a bit weaker. The card is certainly quite reasonable. None of them had Kaya. Oh my god, Dokamoy. Why you gotta be like this? They were playing Detection Tower, but it's a lot of hoops to jump through. I kind of want to kill this. I kind of want to like try and get it with the Kaya's Wrath. It's like a bit scary if we let them untap and they discard the Kaya's Wrath, I guess. You just wait. I'm kind of tempted just to wait. There are ways this goes wrong for us, but there are also ways this works out quite nicely. It's also just like not that much pressure. It's not the end of the world if they manage to keep it alive and get a bunch of tokens. I actually made 3 changes. I added Duresses to the sideboard. I can't stand the thought of not playing Duress. I think Duress is pretty messed up. They keep both. Right. I don't know that I Kaya's Wrath yet. This is the turn where they untap and Thought Seize me, though. Never really answered the tokens very easily. Also, just don't feel like I can afford to just Kaya's Wrath this turn, though. Because we're so far down on spells where we've drawn 2 lands. We kind of need to try and get value out of it if we can. To make up for the fact that we just don't have many spells at the moment. We kind of need to try and get a 2-for-1. And snipe another creature. Like, if one or both of these were spells, I think I would probably be tempted to Kaya's Wrath on my turn there. But the fact that they're both lands, I think, means we just kind of have to be greedy. Hope it works out. So they're gonna take the Wrath. It's not the end of the world. Guess at this point I might just have to kill the hero though. Then they only have 2 damage per turn, which is not terribly threatening. I really need a Planeswalker. Easy top deck another Wrath. No, I think I'm just gonna do this. At this point. I think the fact that they've taken the Wrath changes things slightly. Also, this makes top decking a Planeswalker so much better because it's so much harder for them to remove it. Or if we top deck a Perception, we just get to tap out for it and feel happy too. This is just about good enough to keep. This card is really messed up. I've been really happy with Perception. Just like, it's basically always scry 1 or 2 lands to the bottom, which makes it like feel close to like a draw 4. Seraph of the Scales. It's kind of sad that that stops us playing the Teferi this turn. Huh. That's interesting. How often do I addendum versus end of turn precog? I think so far we've only end of turned once, and we've addendumed like 3 or 4 times. Because the scry 3 is so powerful. But also, like, you're only really casting your draw free when you've kind of run out of things to do a lot of the time. I'm worried that if I cast this, they can just, like, untap and Eldest Reborn me, potentially, or... A bit of me just kind of wants to contempt this and pass the turn. And try and cast this on a turn where I can cast the threat that I'm stealing. I like that. Yeah, I think we just contempt her. I agree. I want to cast Hostage Taker on a turn where I can cast the threat that I'm stealing. Since all their removal post board is probably really expensive and clunky. It's probably like Contempts and Eldest Reborns. Ooh, that's an absurd draw. Lets us know what we're playing around here. Okay. Hey Selene. Good to see you. I kinda want to take the Contempt. Yeah, the hand's quite good. Agree. They can cast the Bell-Haunts. If I take the Contempt, I just get to steal the Angel, which is really nice. Yeah, I think I'm into this. Get rid of this. Now they have no way to remove my Hostage Taker from the board, which means this is a pretty safe one. Kind of want to play out one land. Dr. K. Dr. K. Lutch, thank you so much for becoming a Knight of Autumn. That Twitch Prime sub. Really appreciate the support. It means a ton to me. Everyone get some love in chat for our new Knight. Ooh, please don't draw Thought Erasure. God damn. I said don't draw Thought Erasure. Do you know what the word don't means, opponent? Rude. I was hoping they'd just have like land into Thief there instead. Only sorcery speed. You can only do it at the speed you would normally cast it. Which I guess is what we are doing. Kinda just want to pass and like keep lands in hand for the Bell-Haunt so that they're just 3/4s. Eventually we'll draw a Wrath and reset everything and feel fine. It's not like we desperately need the mana in play. Just Mortify the 2/2. Nah, I don't think the 1/1s matter that much currently. Like, they matter a bit. So it might be reasonable to do that. I'm gonna see what my draw step is before making any decisions though. Brutal. So yes, we're giving this Vigilance. We need Mortify for the pull-up Thief. So currently the Thief can't attack us, which is relevant because of the Seraph. But I was saving the Mortify for the Thief, because I am pretty scared of that card hitting me. Honestly, these 3/4s are kind of annoying. They punch through my blockers so well, since I don't really want to trade off the Seraph. Three, 4 too good. Yeah, 3/4 is like weirdly good here. Really need to draw like a Planeswalker or something, or a Wrath, or some big haymakery effect. Hey Paul, good to see you. Mortify the 3/4. It does It does actually buy us a lot of time if we do that. Weirdly. I guess we could do that. It buys us a lot of time. Alright, I kind of buy into this. Not in love with doing this, but it makes sense. We just need time to draw into something like big and haymakery to try and take over here, so there are lots of cards we're going to struggle to beat if they draw them. If they draw a Hostage Taker or a Vraska's Contempt, we're in a lot of trouble, but how many Nexus of Fate in this list? Currently 0. Would that there were. Ooh. Yes, that answers the question of whether I'm blocking the 3/4. If they'd attacked with just the 3/4, I might consider blocking there. With Seraph, maybe. You can't wait for me to play Esper Hero Nexus at the MC. Oh my god. I mean, I do lack self-control with my deck choices sometimes. It's not the worst. Okay. Okay. We're in like a bit of an awkward position, but if they don't draw anything too strong. Alright, what do I have to Contempt? Am I just waiting to see how they attack? I guess I'm just waiting to see how they attack. I might let them draw a counter spell, but at this point, I think a counter spell is probably going to beat us regardless. Ooh. Exciting. Card is strong. Jeez. So brutal, because we don't Contempt in response to the trigger, they get to counter this. This is such a tilt. Am I allowed to complain? Ah. And now they just have lethal, so we have to like chump this. Yeah, opponent's draws have been pretty strong, it's true. Alright. So we need them to counter this Contempt. And then we need to draw a Kaya's Wrath. And then we will be in this game. Please cancel this. If they are smart, then they just let that resolve. Yeah, I agree. Opponent is smart. Alright, that's a problem for us. GG's opponent. I'm gonna assume that they attack with lethal creatures. So heartbreaking. We're so close. So close. So close to the 5 wins. Alright, this felt like pretty good as a starting point. Obviously the Kaya was not very good. We had a dream, damn it. We had a dream. I was really impressed by Thought Erasure. I feel like if you're building Esper Control, you're just meant to have a pile of Thought Erasures in your main deck. Because it's so good against Krasis, which is one of the key cards at the moment. I was pretty impressed with Perception. I said I wanted Kaya to be good, Love Jane. I really did. Karn worked out. Honestly, we didn't draw the Karns very much. I'm not sure if I liked Karn like more or less than Chemist's Insight. I need to play more with Karn. There were definitely games where like our opponent exiled the Karn with a Contempt, and that meant our Teferi lived, and that was pretty nice. But like, would a Chemist's Insight have just drawn us to more Teferis or counterspells to protect Teferis? I don't know. I need to play more with the Karns. I'm not sure about them. I know back in old blue-black Control, like a while back, like pre-Guilds of Ravnica, I was playing Karns instead of Glimmer of Genius, because Glimmer of Genius just felt like a bit too slow, and it was kind of nice how like proactive Karn felt, and like Karn gave you a lot of insulation against like Eldest Reborn, because you always had the option of going Karn minus against that card, which was really nice. So I definitely think Karn is like playable at the very least. I'm not sure if he's better than Chemist's Insight or not though. Chemist's Insight is so good against counterspells is one of the things. It's really good against counterspells. I'm not sure how I feel about these Bell-Haunts in the board. I never boarded them in. I'm pretty sure the only matchups I board these in against are like very aggressive red decks. Like, I can't imagine anywhere else where they're better than just having like a counter spell or a removal spell or whatever. Like, maybe I'm not boarding them in aggressively enough. Maybe they would have been good against the Esper mid-range opponent because they would have blocked all their random ground creatures. We could definitely see that. They kind of make like the Bell-Haunts and heroes and stuff like pretty irrelevant out of that deck, right? Which is nice. Chromium. Yeah, I could see playing a Chromium. I think Chromium's a bit worse than he used to be because of Kaya's Wrath, but he's still very good. Kind of beats everything a lot of the time. I like this as a starting point. Definitely like a lot of what's going on here. It's true, 7 mana spells, expensive. So, the other decks I wanted to play, I have Bug Krasis built, I have Nexus of Gates built, and I also have Esper midrange built.